Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 11 of the My Son the Traitor WCW Lives series. Now, today's episode we've got a lot to do. So we've got to obviously start the storylines that we want to go for the next pay-per-view, which will be Crowd Control later this month, which I'm looking forward to because I think I want to put Lance Storm against Booker T. I think we have done that previously, but I think now the fact that Lance Storm has a good amount of popularity behind him, as well as the ability that he has along with Booker T, is going to be a perfect main event. But first things first. This was a suggestion in the comments section down below, so if you guys have a suggestion for a signing or somebody you want me to look at, stuff like that, please feel free, drop it in a comment. I'll try and respond to every single comment that I do get on these videos. So do that. But this is going to be Dustin Rhodes. He is now available. As you can see, he's only 32. Obviously, at the moment in real life, he's about 23 years older than that. But we're going to try and get him in. I think we will go for a 10-year contract on Dustin. I think he is above and beyond a future main event level player for us and a future world champion. I would say without too much doubt behind it. I could definitely see him holding our world title. He does want 18,400. Which we will give to him. One less zero there. Two less zeros, actually. 18,400 for 10 years. That'll put him at 42 by the end of his contract. I think that's perfectly fine. And by the time he's sort of that age, I would expect him to essentially be passing the torch. So he's obviously going to want some merchandise. Probably want about 30%. Ooh. 15? Get him even lower. So he'll take 10% of merchandise, which is a really, really good offer there. So yeah, Dustin Rhodes, he'll be coming in. He's not actually employed either, so he will be coming in straight away. And you look at his popularity across the board. He's got 50s all across the United States with 40s across Canada as well. Pretty much 30s across the board in nearly every other region in the game. So very, very solid, I would say upper mid-carder, even coming in at that sort of level. Potentially going straight into some, mid to upper mid hard level feuds. Potentially even the United States Championship. Anyway, so obviously we've got Nitro straight away. So what I want to do is we'll go through storylines, and we're going to obviously remove Kurt Hennig from the world title. Eye of the Storm. I think we can potentially end this. It's on a 66. Not exactly incredible, but they did have a good match. Lance Storm and Diamond Dallas Page. So I'm pretty happy with that. Let's end that one. And then we will add in Lance Storm to the world title feud. And also add in Natty Neidhart as well. So they're in there. Canyon, we're going to remove him. He's going to have his own storyline going forward. But Rob Van Dam, this was a tough one because I wanted to do Chavo and have Chavo be his opponent, but I think it's just a month too early to throw Chavo into the United States Championship storyline. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Jindrak and Stasiak out of the tag team title storyline, and then we're going to add both of them into the United States. My thought process is Stasiak has 45 popularity. He's a pretty damn good worker, despite, maybe not appearing to be as good as he is, or maybe that's just my mindset. But he's a really good heel. Light heavyweight, very muscular, very much sort of the opposite to Rob Van Dam. So I think it's just going to be a good matchup either way. And we can actually throw Jindrak in there as well, giving Jindrak some more TV time. And he can have a match against RVD at some stage in the coming weeks, essentially. So I like that. Where is he? Who am I looking for? Mark Jindrak. There we go. Cruiserweight. I mean, it's been pretty much just picking an opponent, really, out of the people here. Maybe Guido, potentially. I mean, Sanders did defeat Guido the other week in a pretty average match, shall we say? I believe Shane Helms is still a face. I'll have to double check that. So we might just leave that for now. World Tag Team, we've got everybody in there. They're all going to stay in. However, we're going to add Chaz and we're going to add D'Lo. So they're going to be involved in the World Tag Team title storyline. Not 100% if they're going to actually go up against Colombo and O'Hare. I'm not 100% sure yet. So we might have either the World Tag Team title story, the actual title, might be kept off the pay-per-view. And we might go for the debuting tag team of Chaz and D'Lo, have them sort of be the focus point for this pay-per-view, and then going forward after that, the next month, have them be the number one contenders. Chavo's Ascent. I do need another opponent for Chavo, and I have not thought of who we're going to actually do. I could do Kidman, but I don't know if I really want to have Kidman lose 2 storylines in a row. I'm trying to think. I've also given Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson. We're going to keep him as American Dragon for now, with a WCW specific mask, at least for a little while. And then I want to have him essentially demasked at some stage, possibly with a heel turn. So I'll kind of like that. I think that's something we could roll with, potentially against Chavo in the future, where Chavo could be the one to demask him. We also have like Cena's debuting now, so we can essentially use him as well, which I would like to try and get him sort of in as many matches as we can. We could even sort of have him potentially go on a little bit of an unbeaten run, perhaps. Who else have we got? I'm not really seeing any faces that sort of stand out. I mean, I could do David Flair, but I don't really want to do Flair. Finley's not even a wrestler anymore, unfortunately. He actually has a little bit of popularity about him, but Jason Jett, I think, is back from injury, so he's actually very talented. Easy Money. So yeah. I don't know if I like the name Easy Money. I probably prefer him as Jason Jett, but it is what it is. We got Lash LaRue. Not exactly seen a whole lot of upside to him either. Could maybe do someone like Sean O'Hare. What's Chavo's popularity? It's about the same, to be fair. It is about the same. So We could do that. We could do that. We might actually do that. I think we will. So we'll remove Johnny the Bull. What we'll do here is we will remove Sean O'Hare. We'll do Chuck in there as well. We'll do it. We'll do it. So we'll keep Samoa Joe in there. I might even potentially throw someone like American Dragon or even Brian Kendrick into the fold. But let's do Palumbo. Let's do O'Hare. Because, like I said, they're pretty much not going to have a World Tag Team title match on this pay-per-view. We're going to keep this storyline going. The whole Mike Awesome, Corey Wilson, Billy Kidman. I was going to take Billy Kidman out, but I think I want this to go for one more month. And hopefully have a bit of a bigger payoff. Maybe like a specialty match or something like that. Could have like a Corey Wilson on a pole match. Kidding, of course. Buff's Redemption. We essentially need another opponent for Buff Bagwell. We need a face opponent as well. Pretty tough. We don't have a... And I could go Johnny the Bull. That might actually even elevate him slightly. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, I don't really have anything for DDP to do, but then I don't really want to put DDP in with Buff Bagwell if Buff isn't. He's still going to have that negative penalty. It's just gonna damage him. Yeah, maybe we do that. We go Johnny the Bull. See if he can it's going to be another loss for him. But maybe he might be able to do something with the popularity that we might be able to get onto him going forward. I like that. Maybe we go for one more storyline. Who have we got? We've got DDP. We've got Hugh Morris. We've got Canyon as well. So I'll go Canyon DDP. Actually, I kind of like that. Let's do that. Call this one... We'll go New School versus Old School. And it's literally going to be Diamond Dallas Page and Canyon. So hopefully this storyline will elevate Canyon and bring him up to main event level. It potentially might. It might. We never know until we finish the month and take a look at popularity. So they're going to be our storylines. There's quite a few. So let's pretty much get into it. Obviously, the signing of Dustin Rhodes will probably be next episode. Kurt Hennig taking Lash LaRue under his wing as a protege. That's pretty good. I mean, Lash LaRue's probably just a jobber anyway, but yeah, it's fine. Yeah, Bowie and Buff don't like each other, and it's backfired. They now hate each other. Gotta love that. All right. Let's run in the Mid-Atlantic. Let's do it. What do we got? 9,000 fans. I mean, Fayetteville, North Carolina. Lawrence Civic Center, also South Carolina. They all hold a good amount. Hampton Coliseum, just over 10,000. Winston-Salem, another Virginia, North Charleston, South Carolina. That looks better. That looks better. Sort of like the perfect capacity. Yeah, let's go with that. So the North Charleston Coliseum, slightly cheaper as well than some of the other ones I was looking at. I mean, it's 3,000, so it's not really anything too serious. Anyway, now main event. What are we going to do for the main event? I think it's pretty much. Go tag team match player. We're going to go Booker T. Booker T RVD. Potentially, yeah. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. That can kick off a couple of storylines for us as well. So it'll be those two, and then it's going to be Team Canada as well. So Lance Storm, Mike Awesome, 16 minutes. Let's give the win to Rob. The loser's going to be Mike Awesome. We'll go open. I think we can call. It's going to be tainted. It's going to be a manager. We'll go distraction finish. Onto Awesome from Tori. I also need to remember to change her to his manager. So I'll do that. We'll go in here. Where is Billy? Managed by Tori. Manager none. Save. Mike. Managed by Natty. We'll change that to Tori. Cool. That's, of course, with the victory that Awesome picked up over Billy at the pay-per-view at Bash at the Beach last episode. So that kicks that off. We'll have an angle after it, which will... Do I go after it or before it? Let's go before it. So we're going to have Jindrak and Stasiak. And they're essentially just going to attack Rob Van Dam. So Jindrak and Stasiak attack Rob Van Dam. Put my microphone in the way of my keyboard. Attack Rob Van Dam pre-match. Simple, effective, kicks off the storyline there. And yeah, it'll lead into a match on next episode's Nitro, where RVD will take on Jindrak. We might even put the title on the line. I don't know if it's main event quality. Probably not. Yeah, not 100% sure. Alright, rest of the card. What else have we got? World Tag Team, we'll give a debut. Have we actually added them as a tag team? Does not look like it. Search any type of team. I mean, DDP and Canyon, essentially former tag team partners. Lowdown, there we go. They are back to being a unit. Alright. So they will debut. Lowdown can take on maybe even the Jablonski brothers? The Jablonski boys? I'm not 100% sure who I want them versing at the pay-per-view. It's either going to be 3 count or it's going to be Young Dragons. One of the two. So Probably Young Dragons. I think they're a little bit more over. Yeah. Let's go Romeo and Skipper. They're both heels. So we'll give that 8 minutes. Nice little debut. Give D'Lo the win. I think D'Lo's got a bit more upside to him as well. So they can have a promo as well. I think they both can speak. D'Lo's going to be pretty good on the microphone as well. Good charisma. D'Lo's only 28, so he could potentially be a big player. Star quality is a little bit low, which kind of sucks, but yeah, I like him. So we'll do that. We'll do a cheeky little angle for them as well. D'Lo and Chaz. Give them a nice little intro promo. A little bit of lowdown time. What else have we got? We essentially need a match for Chavo. Maybe just go Chavo Joe again. Or even... Is Joe a heel? I think Joe's a face. I feel like I brought all these guys in and they're like literally all baby faces. There's a bit of a downside to bringing in these young guys that are sort of everyone's sort of mostly people's, popular favorites. I need a heal, so let's go. Go O'Hare. O'Hare can take on... maybe Shannon Moore? Yeah, we'll go Shannon Moore. So we'll give that 8 minutes. O'Hare's going to get the win. It'll be decisive in the end, and then we're going to have an interference on O'Hare by Chavo. And then we'll have an angle following this match as well. So we'll do that. We'll chuck another angle on. So we'll go Chavo, Sean O'Hare, and then Chuck will make the save. I think we can rate them all on entertainment because they're all going to be doing something in the storyline. So, yeah. After the match, Chavo goes to blindside attack O'Hare with Chuck coming in to make the save. Even before the match, we can maybe have... maybe get like a DDP promo just by himself. Nothing too serious. We'll have a match then. We'll give American Dragon his debut. So Bryan Danielson. And he will be taking on Canyon. We'll give him 8 minutes. We'll give him a little bit of time. Canyon's going to get the win. Probably can call the match, even at 61. It's terrible on the microphone, which is bad, but it kind of works that he's under a mask. He's probably not going to do a whole lot of talking. Canyon's going to have an open challenge. I mean, no one's going to be in the actual angle with him. I spelled it absolutely wrongly. Lovely. There we go. So Kane's going to issue an open challenge to absolutely anyone. And then we have the debut of American Dragon. Yep, he has not wrestled for us, so that's perfect. Love that. Moving on, what else have we got? We've got do something with Awesome. Let's do another angle. So we'll just do Mike Awesome and Tori Wilson, and they can be speaking about Billy. Billy will be off screen. Then it's just Tori and Mike speaking together. We'll go sex appeal there for Tori as well. Cool. We need another match. Wondering, can we get Johnny the Bull in the ring? I think with 31, I think he should be fine to essentially carry a match on his own. Flair's a babyface as well. I mean, Jason Jett's back, but he's also a babyface. We'll do this one again. Oh, they have negative chemistry. Disregard. All right, we'll go Sanders. So Johnny will get the win. It's a nice clean victory. Let's go with Arn for that. And I think at ringside, we'll bring Buff Bagwell down. The Buff will cut a promo onto Johnny, essentially stating that, you know, he should align himself with Buff Bagwell, get on his training regiment, and just become a little bit more buff. Essentially hinting at a bit of a heel turn for Johnny. All right. We might lower that because we are expected to only have 40% of matches. So we need to cut a little bit of match time by the looks of it. All right. What else do we need to do? Let's go like this. Let's go Shane McMahon with Chavo. And then we'll have Rob off camera. I mean, it doesn't really matter that. So let's have. We'll go Chavo. Chavo Guerrero wants a US title match against Rob Van Dam. Simple, easy. Gets Chavo in with Shane as well in what should be a pretty highly rated angle. And essentially, Shane McMahon's going to say to him, I want you to prove yourself. Prove yourself at this pay-per-view by versing a strong opponent. And Chavo basically says, okay, I'll find another champion to beat. Prove to you that I deserve to have a US title match. And obviously that'll feed into Colombo and O'Hare. All right. We'll go another little match. Who haven't we really used? Hurt's still injured. Yes. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Anyway, we'll go Bagwell. Bagwell can take on... I'm going to go Billy, but we'll go Brian Kendrick. We'll give him his debut. It's going to be a short little 5-minute match. Buff getting the win. We'll make it open so, you know, Kendrick can have a little bit of match time. And then I think what we'll do here is we'll go Hugh Morris, and he'll want a rematch against Bagwell for next week's show. There's no success coming off that anyway. I'll write this one in as well. So Hugh wants a rematch against Buff Bagwell. Alright, so we actually wouldn't be penalised right now, but, I mean, realistically, I can chuck in another angle. Chuck it in after the main event. Or I could chuck it in to kick us off. I've also just realised that we don't have a high spots match, which I do like to put on the card. We'll probably have this one be Steal the Show, to be fair. So we'll do Steal the Show there. We'll do storytelling here. And Wild Brawl here. I mean, it works. It works. And let's go like this. So let's go Lance Storm, Booker T to kick us off. We'll give this 8 minutes even. Booker's, yeah, he's not going to want a script. Might be a bit of a risk having Lance in there. But we'll do it. We'll do it to kick off the show. Alright, so we would not be penalised. I need to remember that. I need to look at that and focus on it. Let's go pre-show. Go a cheeky little tag team match. Have Jindrak and Stasiak taking on Anguish. And we'll chuck in another pre-show tag team match as well. Let's have Styles and John Cena if he's here yet. Does not look like he's here yet, unfortunately. No. In that case, we'll go Samoa Joe. And they can take on Young Dragons. And we'll give Hayashi the victory there as well. Because they'll probably be Lowdown's opponent for the pay-per-view. So, yeah, there we go. That is the card. Let's run it. So we start off with a 50 rated pre-show match where we have Young Dragons defeating AJ Styles and Samoa Joe in 11:52 when Kaz Hayashi pinned AJ Styles with a cannonball senton. Good pre-show match. And the second pre-show match getting us a 53. We have Jindrak and Stasiak defeating Anguish in 12:16 when Sean Stasiak pinned Psychosis with a fisherman's suplex. Nice. I like it. All right, so we kick off Nitro with a 94 rated angle here for our world title storyline, kicking things off between the newly main evented Lance Storm. He's now finally found himself in that sort of upper echelon of challenges as the, I'm going to say, undisputed #1 contender at this point. Yeah, I mean, seeing as Kurt lost, he's out injured, he's off TV for a little while. We're going to put him off TV for a little while. Yeah, Lance is stepping up. Team Canada, the leader of Team Canada, is challenging Big Bad Booker T. And they've done really well. Very solid angle. The match is essentially set in this angle, and we're going to have a 94. Kicking things off and going into a 60 rated angle. This one with Hugh Morris, and he wants a rematch after his loss at the pay-per-view at Bash of the Beach against Buff Bagwell. So we'll get that on for next episode, the Nitro. Maybe even main event, potentially. Although that might be putting a little bit too much faith into Buff. Buff then has a match which gets a 55, despite his extremely poor form. Buff does defeat Brian Kendrick on debut in 4:55 by pinfall with a blockbuster. Yeah, adequate goofball gimmick. Apparently it's marketing. And losses don't do as much damage to popularity, which is good. Because he's probably going to be losing for quite a while. Alright, we then move into a 74 rated angle with Chavo approaching the boss, I guess, of WCW. And he basically walks into Shane McMahon's office, states that he wants a US title match against the new champion, Rob Van Dam, at the pay-per-view. Shane denies it, but says he's not very far off. He needs to prove his pedigree, prove his level of, I guess, his level of improvement. And yeah, Chavo says he's gonna go out there and he's gonna beat a current champion in order to prove to Shane that he deserves that match. We then go into a 75 rated angle, backstage angle. Johnny the Bull's about to come out for his match, bumps into Buff Bagwell. Buff says he's got all the potential in the world. He just needs to follow the Bagwell training regime. And yeah, maybe take a few of Buff's supplements. We'll call them supplements. We then go into Johnny the Bull's match. Only gets a 33. Not a big fan of that. But we do have Johnny the Bull defeating Mike Sanders in 6:12 by pinfall with a diving leg drop. And apparently, Johnny the Bull's still not really, recognizable enough, I guess, because it should have been on the pre-show, apparently. We then go into a 44 rated angle, this one with Mike Awesome and Tori Wilson. Essentially just Mike, stating that Tori is now his, and he will do whatever he wants to do with her. And he says that he's going to have her come out to ringside tonight and be his manager as he's in the main event with his leader of Team Canada taking on RVD and Booker T. We then go into a open challenge from Canyon, getting us a 63 rating there. Issues an open challenge to absolutely anyone, people from the crowd, anyone backstage, any wrestler around the world. And we go into a 75 rated match. Wow. I put this one as steal the show. It stole the show. I don't even think the main event's going to be that good. Anyway, we have Canyon defeating the debuting American Dragon in 8:16 by pinfall with a flatliner. American Dragon in-ring performance of 50 and Canyon with a 70. And a very good standard face gimmick for American Dragon. There we go. Yeah, marketable gimmick, small boost of charisma during angles and matches. We then go into a 100 rated angle for DDP. Basically just cuts a promo saying that he's gonna try and get back to his best, but he's gonna take a little bit of time to focus on himself and make sure he can get back to his best, as he wants to win the world title again before he retires. We then go into a 52 rated match where we have Sean O'Haire defeating Shannon Moore in 6 minutes 2 seconds by pinfall with a senton bomb. During the match, we had Chavo Guerrero run in and attack O'Haire. Of course, Chavo said he wants to prove to Shane McMahon that he is worthy of a US title shot. He's now targeting one half of the tag team champions in Sean O'Haire. The following angle with Chavo and Sean O'Haire gets a 55 where we have Chavo attacking O'Haire after the match. Of course, Chavo tried to cost him the match, failed to do so, beats him down post-match, and we have the other half of the World Tag Team Champions, Chuck Palumbo, making the save. Alright, we then go into a 44 rated angle. We have the debut of Lowdown, of course, D'Lo, Chaz. Real deal gimmick for D'Lo. Very good rating. Generic face. Initial rating of poor for Chaz. Yeah, not great. Not great. Anyway, their debut match getting us a 41 here, where we have Lowdown defeating Romeo and Skipper in 8:30 when D'Lo pinned Kid Romeo with a sit-out spinebuster. And apparently the crowd was turned off by having a match outside of the pre-show. So I guess Lowdown are not popular enough or don't have enough momentum to sort of get the people excited to see them, I guess. I don't know. It's a weird one. D'Lo getting better at his gimmick as well. Alright, we then go into a 48 rated angle where we have Jindrak and Stasiak attacking Rob Van Dam before his big main event match after winning the United States title. So, yeah, this is a simple beatdown backstage prior to RVD coming out. 48's pretty low, but then again, Jindrak, Stasiak, they're probably not the best, I guess, speakers, potentially. The main event itself getting us a 74, so it is 1 point lower than the Canyon American Dragon match. Okay. There's also a penalty there. Silly me. We might have to deal with that penalty for a little while, but it's perfectly fine. Anyway, and about that great wrestling good heat, Booker T and Rob Van Dam defeated Team Canada, of course, being Mike Awesome and Lance Storm, when we had Rob Van Dam pin Mike Awesome with a frog splash after a distraction from Tori Wilson. Mike Awesome, weak link. Everyone else in the match actually really, really good. 83 for Lance, 84 for Booker, and an 80 there for Rob Van Dam as well. So, good way to finish the match. And the overall show rating getting us an 84. That's a really good Nitro. Increasing our popularity in 15 regions there as well. That's a solid Nitro, 84 rated. Dave Taylor thinks AJ Styles is going to be a star as well. And we get a 1.17 TV rating. Very good. Pretty happy with that, to be honest. Size, that actually has put us to 76 in both Southeast and the Mid-Atlantic as well. 69 is pretty much across the board in all the other main regions. Yeah, we're doing well. We are doing very, very well. I could essentially make Booker T our company figurehead at the moment. I'm not going to, because we might potentially sign someone else that could replace him in the future. And to get real benefits, we need him to be there for quite some time. Anyway, that is going to wrap the episode up, guys. Please smash a like on the video to show your support for the series. Subscribe to the channel as well. Make sure you do that. Turn the notifications on. And hopefully you'll be notified when these episodes come out. Apart from that, as always, take it easy and goodbye.